Возможно, сейчас не самое лучшее время для путешествий, но я решил обсудить этот вопрос заранее в Эдинбурге, в штаб-квартире компании SkyScanner с ее главой Гарретом Уильямсом. Вон он сидит. Пойдемте. You started in 2001, but the first large investment you had in 2008, right?
That's right.
How was the first 7 years?
Well, we were entirely reliant on myself and my two co-founders' efforts, and in fact our incomes. We shared 3 salaries between 3, then 2 salaries between 3, then 1 salary between 3, and gradually the site revenue made up the difference. We were just starting families at the time. It was a great learning experience to rely and to be really focused on cash and revenues.
What do you think about the Google appearance in your market?
Well, it's big news. I mean, we've been aware that it's coming for 18 months or so. It's just happening in the States at the moment. I think we plan as if Google Flights will be successful. Our plans are all based on that, but it's by no means certain. European and Asian flight data is much more complex than United States flight data, where it's largely all public standard fares. And there's a lot of things about our approach, which is what the actual website of the agent is selling the ticket for, that actually means we're more accurate. And the next version of our site will be as fast as the Google current experiment that's happening in the States.
Whether the system include the charter flights?
We already show a lot of charter flights. This summer we finished a push to get every budget airline in the world on our site, and we're currently getting every charter airline on our site as well.
While the SkyScanner deals only with flights, not with the buses or railway, when door-to-door service will be open?
That's a big dream of mine. I'd love any 2 people with a smartphone to be able to say, what's the best way to get between those points in space?
Yeah.
And we're working on that. So last year, 2 founders of Zumbu, we acquired their company and they joined us, and their CTO and product director. But their startup was all about point-to-point. So it's right in the middle of what we're developing right now, using standard geographical systems, coordinate systems, so that we can plug in sources for rail, buses, coaches, ferries, etc.
What about the special offers from flight companies?
That is the most requested feature by our users on SkyScanner, and it's been a difficult one because in many ways it's a business all in itself. And you've seen Travelzoo in that space for quite a while, and Groupon are doing more and more travel. But what I would like to do is have an authoritative listing of every sale offer that every package and airline offers in the world.
What do you think about your perspective on Russian market?
Well, the Russian market is the 2nd biggest market for SkyScanner. Our site's available in 29 languages. I think we have 25 market development executives, and so in the company we've got 35 different nationalities. But the UK represents 25% of our market, but Russia is the 2nd biggest, and that's been fantastic. We've got a couple of really great guys working for us that are doing everything that it means to truly internationalize a product. It's not just the translation, it's about which airlines, which OTAs you're showing. It's about how you communicate with the market, how you communicate with the suppliers. I think they've done a fantastic job there. In terms of the opportunity, the Russian online travel market is growing pretty much faster than anywhere else in the world. It's hugely important market for us. I think it's really interesting how the market is developing in terms of the penetration of broadband and that sort of thing, but also the online buying behavior. So we've seen the conversion rates on the site in the last 2 years go up significantly, where perhaps people originally just used us for information. Now they're actually trusting that suppliers can buy travel products online. And then the independent traveler side of things, I think that's really helped us in our growth. People are booking travel components independently of each other and not just packages.
What do you think? What do you know about your Russian users? I mean, what is the difference between Russian users and European or American users?
I think there's still that growth in the Russian market is partly a reflection of a delay in getting online. So I think there's greater issues around trust and e-commerce and which sites can be trusted. That exists across the whole web, but I think it's perhaps more prominent, is my impression, in Russia. I think there's also, in terms of tourist destinations, we see they vary by nationality. And then the profile of our site usage is different. So January for many countries, certainly in the UK, is the biggest month of the year, whereas actually December is a bigger traffic month, and February. So we see lots of variations on that. I think one of the interesting things that we've seen is, for instance, for Russian travelers, the biggest increase in searches has been to places like Maldives and Sri Lanka, and I think that ties into change in visa restrictions. It just makes it easier for the Russian traveler to go to those destinations, and I presume is almost an economic choice of these tourist destinations to just make it easier for people to get there.
It's the last question is, do you know and can you show me the secret tricks with the SkyScanner? Maybe secret things nobody knows to find the secret flights, I don't know.
The thing that we really struggle at the moment to get across is the browse functionality. A lot of people who use SkyScanner don't realize that you can type in your home airport, you can leave the destination blank, you can set the month to a whole month, and you can hit search. And that will list every city in the world in price order. And that's really powerful because you've got to have your own data set that you can then show. And even if you're fixed on dates, you can then slice the whole world and list in destination order.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Cheers.
Thank you.